Why, hello. I need to get in the habit of looking at the lens. I have my screen right next to it, and I'm not good at this whole camera thing yet. I'm not gonna lie, my room is an absolute disaster right now, and I kind of like tried to angle this as best as I could to make it not look as bad. So if you see any messes during this video, I sincerely apologize. Um, Honestly, this is going to be a pretty casual video, as you can already tell. Um, I kind of just decided to take out the camera. For the most part, I just kind of felt like trying to be a little bit more natural this time, unlike my last video. Just kind of, spewing out my thoughts about a specific topic that has been on my mind and has been pretty important to me. What I really wanted to talk about was just my college experience and just kind of what I've been getting from it so far, and whether I feel it's been worthwhile so far and what I've learned from it. Really, the only preparation I did going into this was I wanted to split up this sort of discussion into three major areas. The first is, again, deciding whether you think college would be right for you or not based off my experiences. The second is how to get the most out of your college experience. And the third is how to really balance your time while you're in college. And just a quick reminder that I'm no expert here. I just finished my second year of college. I'm going to be doing 5 years overall, so I still have 3 more years to go. And I still don't know how beneficial or how much of an impact my college experience will have on me when I graduate and when I move on and really, start going into the real world. But I feel that I can kind of give a pretty good perspective on, just being in the middle of it all. In the middle of college, just finished my second year, what I'm getting from it so far. Because if I'm going to be completely honest, like most people, I decided, I need to go to college because it's a necessity. It's expected from you. It's not expected from everyone. Not every family expects that from their kid, but a lot do. And so after 2 years, I do kind of wonder, is this something I would have done without any outside pressures, just my own personal choice, what I want to do with my life? Is college really the way I would have gone if it weren't for those pressures? And whether that's the case or not, I do think it has been very beneficial. But again, like I said, it depends on you. So for me personally, college, the most I can say it's done for me so far is it's really shaped me. I, for quite a while, have wanted to be a filmmaker, but I didn't really know how I was going to do that when I was in high school. I didn't really know, like, my only real plan was college. Beyond that, I had no idea how I was going to make any of that happen. And on top of that, I really, really struggled to find the motivation and the confidence to simply pick up a camera and start just filming things. I never really went through with any of my ideas, any of my story ideas or short film ideas, because I didn't know where to start, and it was very daunting, and I never really liked my ideas. Now, 2 years into college, I've come such a long way. I'm still not perfect, obviously. My films still have a lot of technical flaws, but what college has done for me is it's pushed me to actually make things regardless of how good they are. You can look at some of my school projects I've been doing over the past year on my channel, and especially some of the early ones, you'll see that they're very rough around the edges, just rough all around. But the point is, I was making things. The fact that they exist and the fact that I actually had the confidence to put them on YouTube, that alone shows how far I've come. And again, it's kind of like, in high school, where almost everything that you do in high school you would never do if you weren't obligated to. You would never study. I mean, I would say at least most people would never just whip out a calculus textbook or an algebra textbook and just start reading it and start doing math problems unless they were obligated to. And despite the fact that filmmaking is something I've always wanted to do, it kind of, before college, was kind of the same way. I couldn't really get myself to do until I was obligated, until I started being assigned video projects and had a deadline. At that point, if I would write down my ideas, or I would write out a script for what my video project might be, I no longer had the time to let it sit and decide that I hated it and didn't want to do it anymore. Now, being in college, I write out a script, whether it's perfect or not, it's due in 5 days. So I kind of just have to roll with it before I can decide that I hate it, before I can decide it's no good. I just have to go with it. And now I find that outside of school, I am picking up my camera a lot more. The fact that I am actually doing what I want to do and practicing my craft. Without college, I don't know if I would be there, just because it gave me that nudge. The second thing I wanted to talk about again was how to get the most out of your college experience. For me, the biggest thing is staying proactive. And what I mean by that is, if you were the type of person in high school, like I was, who never really went that extra mile, I've found that you cannot do that in college if you want to be successful. And what's so tricky about it is that it's so easy to do that in college. My freshman year of college, my first year, I really continued to be the same way as I was in high school. It honestly just felt like an extra year of high school in many ways, because at that point I hadn't started my major yet. I didn't start until my sophomore year. I was only taking classes that I was required to take, and I was really just, I wasn't getting involved. I wasn't trying to meet new people or make connections. I wasn't really focused on being a filmmaker. I was just doing the bare minimum that was needed in order to do all my classes and get a good GPA. Again, I just think that that's what I've found this past year at college is so important, is to not do the bare minimum, to do as the most that you possibly can. Because in life, things aren't handed to you. Things don't just fall into place. You have to make things happen. And so for me personally, my sophomore year of college, I really tried to get involved with other people in my major, getting to meet other filmmakers or aspiring filmmakers. And I really tried to focus on practicing with my camera work, with my writing. I focused on finding job opportunities that were related to my major. I really focused on overall just trying to get my foot in the door. The classes I'm taking, while as helpful as they may be, are only there for the information. But it's up to me to use that information to, put myself out there in the world. And that I can't just wait until after college to start doing that. I need to start that now. That definitely applies to any major, any degree. And then the third and final thing I wanted to talk about was staying balanced. If you're motivated to be successful and to do what you love, but you don't keep your life balanced, you will lose your mind. At least that's how it's been for me. Because no matter how successful you are, if you're not happy, none of it's worth it. It's not. You need to learn to remember to also, you know, have a healthy social life or have time to relax, and also get a good night's sleep every night. Again, and then maybe just learning when learning when to just sit down and let yourself not worry. Maybe just pop in a movie or just start playing video games, or I don't even read a book if you read, or just screw around with some friends, just anything. Those moments are needed. They're so necessary, or else you'll get burnt out and you won't be happy. So yeah, I'm probably going to leave it at that. I'm sorry if this came off as really preachy or all over the place. Again, this is just, for me, this has been my life, and I felt like maybe it would be good to just kind of let it all out, and hopefully any of you that are watching can get something out of it. If not, then hopefully you at least enjoyed hearing me ramble and watching me attempt to talk to a camera once more. And if you enjoyed, please like this video. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, blah blah blah, usual crap every channel says. So yeah, that's about it. You guys all have a good one, and I will see you next time.